So what advice might you have for people who are working from home on boosting their productivity?
Yeah, definitely. I think at home, and I think relatedly, Raj, you also pointed out, there are people who become more productive at home. So there's interesting cases here. Like some people become less productive, some more. And of course, there are fundamental
differences. Which category are you?
I think for me right now, maybe slightly more, and I can explain a little bit more why. I think there are fundamental differences here on our lifestyles. Of course, I don't have children, so there's probably less distraction when I'm working from home versus people who, when they're at home, they're with a big family, and that could, there's just so. I think the fundamental difference is usually when we are more productive at work, it's because there's a separation from home space to the workspace. We have a time and place to remind us and bring us to a different mindset. We become more productive because there's an environment there, there are colleagues around us. It's a lot of external factors that help us focus. So I think a key here is to how can we recreate that at home. That's the first part. So there are some tips about maybe just put on a shirt in the morning and give yourself still the same morning routine, carve out a space that feels like a comfortable work environment, even just organizing the desk or having a scent or lighting. That's something that make it feel more like a work environment. When you walk in there, it's work. And when you leave that room, then it's family time. So carve out that space for yourself could be important. Another thing that's
get out of my pajamas right now.
You have to stand on the top, party on the bottom.
Yeah, so I think that is important. And I think another thing that might be related is that we are all stuck at the same place. So even if you carve up a space, it's going to look the same. Whereas in the past, when we go to work, there are change of locations. You may go to different meeting rooms, and you may go to client's office. And so there's change of location, and there's a working research on this. Is that a lot of times when we stay at the same location for too long, we get kind of exhausted. There's cognitive we get exhausted, and simply changing ourselves to a different room could help to replenish that. So, and then it has nothing to do with the fact that we have to walk there, but just simply changing environment could kind of create different mental energy. So I try to do that myself too. So even though I have a small home, there are different corners. So I'm at this corner when I'm teaching, I'm a different corner when I'm writing paper, and I feel like when I feel exhausted and I don't have momentum anymore, I change to another corner where, I have another laptop station, I bring my laptop there. So that might be something to also consider, not just create a space that feels like office, but maybe create different potential corners you can work at, and maybe you give a different purpose. So you are also moving around from room to room, even when you are working at home.
I love that.
I love that too. The one thing that I would add to that is that, I don't know if you'd agree with this, guys, but I think that this is also the time in which you go a little bit easy on yourself. This is tough. This is tough for many people, especially for people perhaps who have families in smaller homes, and they don't have enough alone time, and there's lots of distractions. And that's the other thing that is number 2 on the list of stressors is I feel overburdened with the amount of things that I have to take care of now. Kids are at home for us too, and we have to make breakfast, lunch, dinner, kind of entertain them, and so on and so forth. So now is not the time to bring out the whip and engage in self-flagellation and aspire to achieve the same lofty kind of standards that you might have had before this outbreak happened. And so just go easy on yourself. This period is going to be over, hopefully soon, we'll see. And then after that, you can kind of ramp up on your lofty goals again. That's one thing I would add there.
I think what Roger just brought up is important. I think we tend to have this expectation. I used to be able to be so productive, write 10 pages in 2 hours. Why can't I do it now? And we get into this self-blame. And yes, that is true. That might be what we did before, but now the situation is uncertain. So we need to take that into account. The environment is different. The family dynamic is different. The routine is different. So with all the uncertainty, we actually don't know what is the target productivity in this new environment. So we have to give ourselves room to find that new productivity. It might just be 5 pages now, 50%, but that is the optimal productivity in this environment. So it's not fair to just convert your original productivity to this new situation. We have to kind of understand that, again, goal is dynamic, right? So we need to dynamically set our goal. Now it's a different goal that is fair for the current time and current location, and that we can work hard to stick to that new goal instead of our original productivity standard.